Today I fucked up by stroking and then, stroking, NSFW. Obligatory. This actually happened about 4 months ago. Let's get some background out of the way, shall we? I'm in my mid-30s and a little overweight, not huge, and generally in decent health. But I've always had high blood pressure and I'm notoriously bad at taking medicine. So, on the night in question my wife was at work and I was very in the mood. However, she'd been having a rough day and I knew it was unreasonable to expect her to come home and tend to my needs. So, I did what most red-blooded men would do and took matters into my own hands. As the night went on I started to lose my balance. I was walking like I was drunk even though I was stone sober. By the next morning I couldn't walk 10 feet without falling. I threw up. It was bad. So I called my wife home from work because I couldn't get the kids to school on my own. She convinced me to go to the ER. Turns out, my BP spiked when I climaxed and I had a stroke. 2 days in the hospital, a bunch of meds, and a promise to care for myself better later, and I was home. My wife wouldn't touch me again until I took my BP, and it was at an appropriate level. A few months later and I'm basically recovered. But, damn, that was scary. TLDR, I masturbated and gave myself a stroke. Edit, thanks for the silver, kind stranger. Edit 2, thanks for the other awards. My first awards on a throwaway account for a post about almost dying from masturbation. If you had stroked out, it would have been a suicide? Killed by his own hand. Clever title choice. Glad you're recovered okay, but boy that's a shameful way to die. He died of a stroke mid-stroke. He died doing what he loved. When I was in my mid-teens I did the same thing except I didn't have a stroke, I had a migraine. Unfortunately for me, this incident was the first time I had a silent migraine, visual aura but no pain. So, in about 5 minutes, I went completely blind temporarily, in my left eye for about an hour, but I thought I went blind because of masturbating. You and Op are Catholic school example cases. Your wife should call you Deathstroke from now on. My left stroke just went viral, Kendrick Lamar. Today I fucked up by accidentally causing my mum's DMs to flood with dick pics. This one actually happened today. So basically my mum runs a language school online. My part in this business is to manage the social media side, sort out advertising etc. Anyways, today I thought it would be a good idea to post a few ads on some language-related Facebook groups as the new academic year is soon approaching and people are starting to look for tutors. One of these groups had around 40k members. I checked the sidebar and rules, all seemed good. Then I had a look at the top few posts just to make sure that it seemed the right place to post an ad, also looked okay, other than one post where a dude had uploaded a picture of one of the moderators, calling her beau today I fucked up and whatnot. A little creepy but the comments seemed to agree with my opinion, so I just overlooked it. So I post the ad, basically stating what languages she teaches, the great reviews she has blah blah, and 5 minutes in it's doing really well. Like the best an ad for this page has done so far. I'm pretty stoked and watch the likes flood in continuously. A few people get in contact, inquiring about prices and such. I reply and switch off the laptop about 15 minutes later. Thanks to Murphy's Law, I ran out of data earlier on in the day, so I told my mum to keep an eye on the messages whilst I was out as I wouldn't receive them. So I go out and about an hour after leaving I see like 10 messages from my mum. They started off along the lines of why is the page suddenly getting loads of messages? And by message number 10 I read please delete whatever you posted. I'm getting really weird people contacting me. I'm trying to delete them but I can't. I call her, but she can't answer as she's teaching, so I rush home, open the page messaging service only to be greeted by an overwhelming number of inquiries. I open the first one and, yep, it's a dick pic. So is the one after that, and the one after that, and so on. At this point I'm just sitting there cringing about the fact that I just looked at probably the first dick pic my mum has ever seen. And the next 10 after that. Bear in mind that I have to go into every conversation in order to block the person, so there was no escaping this. My mum finished the lesson and I told her that I sorted it out, and explained to her that the fact that her profile picture was a picture of her, not a man basically, is probably what caused all these to come flooding in. She asked if I saw any of the messages and I replied with a few inevitably as I had to click on each conversation in order to get the block option. I don't think my mum thinks I ever saw any naked human other than myself before this happened, and it's 100,000% awkward as she knows that I just went through Schlong City. Still have no clue as to why there were so many creeps on there, but I guess that's just what comes with a big group. Safe to say I'll be taking a break from the business for a little while now. Too long didn't read. I got quite a few dick pics sent to my mum's page due to an advert that I posted in a Facebook group. I'm pretty sure she didn't know what a dick pic was before this happened. Edit. There are a few of you who misread. I don't think my mum thinks I ever saw any naked human other than myself before this happened. To clarify, I don't think my mum thought that I had ever seen anyone else naked. Lamau. Those were some thirsty motherfuckers. I learned from watching 90 Day Fiancé, lol, that many foreign citizens, seeking fiancé visas, which open a path to legal residency after marriage, use language learning sites and groups to fish for American people to date, or basically, romance scam. Yeah, there were tons of people who said they just wanted to talk. I mean, it was an effective method of gathering nudes, I guess. Basically an automatic farm. Hi, it's Mumbo Jumbo, and today I'll be teaching you how to make an app nudes farm. You done fucked up, Ron. Today I fucked up by accidentally flirting with my mom. So I wanted to call my girlfriend while driving home from a longer trip. I haven't seen her for a longer time. I thought it would be funny if I pretend to be someone else when calling her. So I dialed her number, put in my headphones and started driving. That is where it begun. Good evening, lady. The police is on the phone. What? Who is there? You are arrested because you are too sexy. What do you want? At this point I began to realize that this is not the voice of my lovely girlfriend. I quickly grabbed my phone while driving to realize that I accidentally called my mom. Skeptical. Depressing silence on the phone. In the end we both could laugh about it, but it was still a very strange situation. Too long didn't read. Today I fucked up by trying to flirt on the phone with my girlfriend and accidentally calling my mom without realizing it. You are arrested because you are too sexy. Borat's Guide to the Sexy Talking That Makes the Most Moist, 3rd edition. All the cringe I needed today. Thanks. Accidentally. Your son has been in a terrible accident and shattered both his arms. The worst part of all this is the way you flirt with your girlfriend, smiley face, smiley face. Getting a little Oedipusy.